What's going on, everybody? It's Anthony here, back again with another video, and today we're going to be reviewing the ESP LTD JM-I Josh Middleton Signature model. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for this week's review. I'm not going to go into an introduction, but of course, as always, if you would rather not hear me talk and you just want to hear how this guitar sounds, I will put a timestamp below. But without further ado, we're just gonna, cut right to the chase and hop right into the specs here. So on this guitar, we have a single Fishman modern Fluence humbucker. We have a single volume control with a push-pull for active and passive voicing on this guitar. We also have a string-through body with a recessed Goto tunematic kind of style bridge that's fixed. We also have 24 extra jumbo stainless steel frets. We have lumen lace side dots. We have a roasted maple neck. We have an ebony fingerboard. We also have LTD locking tuners and a reverse headstock. So chances are, if you are watching this, you are aware that Josh Middleton is the lead guitarist and frontman for the modern heavy metal band called Sylosis, and this is his signature model. I decided that I would review this for you guys because I noticed that this guitar just came out this year and I haven't seen really any proper reviews at the time of this shooting, so I figured why not go into this and buy this guitar and review it here for you guys. Plus it's a guitar that I've been eyeballing since I'm heavily influenced by Josh Middleton myself. So that being said, what do I think of this guitar and what has been my overall first impression since I got it? I'm going to be completely real with you guys, and this is going to be an overall positive review. Since I got my forever one, and I'll talk about my experiences here in a second, I absolutely love the guitar. It is everything that I expected. It is everything that I wanted in a single pickup, just one pickup, one volume, plug and play, set and forget, shred and chug machine. This thing absolutely delivers the goods. And of course, I'll go over all that later in the pros and cons, but playability has just been excellent. It's been very easy to set up. Fretwork overall is really good. Really no sharp fret ends, if at all. The pickup sounds really good in it. The finish is absolutely beautiful and breathtaking, super ergonomic. The neck is one of the most comfortable I've ever felt. And literally just riffing on this thing, it just has so much resonance and power behind it. I don't even know how to put it into words, but it's just an overall simple guitar with a simple setup. I mean, there's not much else to say in terms of everything else now that I've explained the specs and everything. So with this being as simple of a guitar as it is, I'm just gonna go right ahead and plug this in for you guys and just get straight to the demo clips. So without further ado, I'm gonna plug this thing in for you guys and we're gonna hear how it sounds. So hope you guys enjoy and we'll talk very soon. So now that you've heard this guitar, we're just gonna hop right into the pros. The first pro being is the finish is absolutely stunning. I don't know how I can best showcase this on camera or video, but honestly, I still feel like it doesn't do it justice. It's this stunning of a finish, but it's just absolutely immaculate, and I think it just has a really unique look to it. It just pops, and it's really sets it apart from all the guitars I have here in my arsenal, and it's just a beautiful piece of art to look at, and it's super inspiring. But yeah, that's the other pro. This guitar is very inspiring to play on. I absolutely love the neck. The roasted maple extra thin U neck is extremely comfortable, whether you're chugging or you're playing solos from the lowest notes to the highest notes. Extremely comfortable guitar. One of the most comfortable guitars I've ever freaking played. The other pro, and this is a huge one, is you get the recessed Goto bridge, which this is really dope. The reason why this is a massive pro is because I don't even see really any other guitars other than this one, unless I'm mistaken, where it has a recessed Goto bridge. Because it's like you'll see some with a Goto bridge, but really, other than this one, never ones that are actually recessed into the body. Well, what's the difference with that? When it's recessed into the body, what it means is it's easier to achieve a lower action, and because it sits lower on the body, it's actually a lot more comfortable in my opinion, and it's actually a lot more comfortable to play leads or even just chug in general. The other pro is that because of the Goto bridge that's recessed into the body, you also get a lot more sustain and natural resonance from the body itself, because this is a string through body, if I haven't mentioned, which is really freaking sick. And the other pro being that you also get a Fishman Modern Fluence pickup with a push-pull for passive and an active voicing. You also get lumen lay side dots, and you also get LTD locking tuners and a reverse headstock. So what's really cool about the reverse headstock with this one is the lower strings are tighter for riffing, and then the higher strings are nice and slinky for playing leads and solos. And when you combine that with the Goto recessed bridge, it's an absolute match made in heaven. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this guitar also comes with an ESP branded hard shell case as well. That is another pro I forgot to mention. So what I'm about to mention is nothing bad and nothing that takes anything away from the guitar. It's just something to help you guys make an informed purchase when buying one of these. So that being said, most of you know that this is not the original JM1 that I had shipped to me. This is actually the second one. Well, what happened to the first one? The first one I got, although it still looked really nice on the front, there was some quality control issues and some cosmetic things that I don't know if it just like slipped through the cracks from the factory or if it got damaged in shipping. I have a hard time believing it was shipping because it was shipped in a hard shell case, but nonetheless, I digress. But if you are gonna make a purchase on one of these, make sure that whether you order from Sweetwater, AMS, Guitar Center, or Zounds, or anywhere you go, make sure that before they ship your JM1 to you, make sure that they go over it with a light glove treatment, because the first one I ordered, unfortunately, did have some, finish flaws for how much this guitar costs. And this is a really killer guitar, and I don't want it getting misrepresented just because, one lemon slipped through the cracks and then you guys think that's all of them. So just please be wary that when you do order one, the one that you see in camera too, from the wood grain, may not look exactly like the one I'm holding right now, because every piece of wood is different when it comes to a translucent type of finish like this, where the wood is really meant to pop. So make sure that you pick the serial number that you like out of all the options that are available, because that is one con that is kind of a bummer. but it also makes the guitar unique, and it makes it more true to you because no one has one that's the exact wood grain that you have, which is super cool, but I do have to include it on the cons list. Before we get to the rest of the cons on this list though, I do need to give a huge shout out to Garrett Kidd over at Sweetwater for going above and beyond, for replacing the defected JM-I I had with one that they went over with a light glove treatment to make sure that there was no defects, and that I was extremely satisfied with the guitar I purchased, because they really went above and beyond, and they will absolutely go above and beyond for you. And if you are absolutely interested in this guitar, I will put his contact info down below, and you can go grab one of these from him. Tell him that Anthony sent you. I don't get paid to do this or say this. I just absolutely am satisfied with their customer service and doing the right thing. And I trust that if they did the right thing for me, they will do the right thing for you. So with all that being said, I'm gonna now return to the rest of the cons on this list. I just wanted to get this out of the way and give a huge thank you and shout out to Garrett Kidd over at Sweetwater. So Garrett, if you are watching this, you are awesome, and I really appreciate everything that you've done for me. So now that I got all that out of the way for you guys, let's talk about the minimal cons that I did want to address anyway. And honestly, other than like little nitpicks here and there, there's really no major cons at all with this guitar. I will be transparent though, however, and say that, and this is extremely minimal, this is me being extremely nitpicky just for the context of this video. I did notice that there was like a very minor little wear on the very top point of the headstock right here, and I'll attach a picture right here. And I also noticed that there's on the binding of the headstock that there's a little bit of paint that carried over to the wood ever so slightly from the binding, but nothing that like absolutely sticks out like a sore thumb to where it absolutely bothers me though, because other than that, and other than the nut having some sort of how would you say wear on it, and the nut having some slots that are not cut as well as other nuts I've seen on other ESP LTD guitars, even though the strings do fit in there fine and they work great. Other than that, I mean, the QC on everything else regarding like the fit and finish is really awesome, especially up here and over here. This one is 10 times better than the first one I received. And even with everything I've mentioned, all those things are extremely minute. Like, I almost didn't even want to mention them because it's no big deal. The second con I do want to talk about, and this is something that is more on the nitpicky side and more of a preference thing, if anything, but some people may complain that for $1,600, it has one pickup and one volume, when the JM2, his old Signature, has two pickups and a tone knob for the exact same price. Well, although I do understand where people are coming from, if you really think about it though, this is a very unique guitar. And you may think, oh, $1,600, heck no, I'm not spending that much for less. It may look like less at first glance, and I completely get where you're coming from, and I used to feel the exact same way. But if you really think about it, it's a less is more type of approach where, I'll be honest with you, do I notice a big difference in tone or sound from a one pickup guitar on the bridge pickup versus two pickups? I'll be honest with you, I'd probably be hard pressed to tell in like a mix or something. But is there a difference in the way I approach the instrument and the way I write and the overall feel and just the overall playing experience when you pick up a single pickup guitar with just a single volume versus one with a bunch of buttons and switches and extra pickups and all that extra stuff? Yeah, definitely. And I think it's worth it for that alone, because this guitar is a less is more type of approach because You may think, oh, having one pickup is a con, but I honestly think for this guitar, it's actually a pro because when you have less circuitry in the cavity, and because of how the guitar is ran, when you actually have a one pickup guitar, you're actually have less things that are influencing the signal. So when you plug this thing in and you're just running just a single pickup and a single volume to the output jack, you're actually pushing the amp a lot harder. And I think that's why a lot of famous players used a one pickup and one volume type of configuration. And I understand the hype now. Like, I think Josh Middleton did something absolutely right with speccing this guitar out, and I couldn't be any happier. And that's why, really, at the end of the day, is a one pickup guitar really a con? You tell me in the comments, but I don't really think so. So based on everything I have observed and my time that I have spent with this guitar, I am absolutely giving this guitar a 9.5 out of 10 guitar picks. This guitar is absolutely immaculate. Playing it is so fun, it's inspiring, it's comfortable, the tone is amazing, it's resonant, it's super simple to use, and I really couldn't be happier. The real question though is this guitar worth $1,600? I get why some people, feel like this guitar may not be worth it for $1,600 because of the fact that it only has one pickup. But if you really think about it though, this is a less is more type of guitar where you really are getting a lot more benefits than that meets the eye. Because let's be real, us guitarists, we listen a lot with our eyes. And when we see that we're getting less of something, sometimes it can fool us and deceive us into thinking, oh, we're actually missing out on something. But without realizing that we actually may be gaining something in return that's not necessarily seen by the human eye, other than the fact that the neck pickup is gone. Unless you're somebody that can't live without a neck pickup, I would say get the JM2, because even according to Josh Middleton, the only main differences between the JM1 versus the JM2 is the fact that the JM2 has two pickups, whereas the JM1 has only one pickup. Minus wood differences and like things with binding and that kind of stuff. But it's like at the end of the day, they're technically the same model, just different finishes and different, wood and all that kind of stuff. But the main difference is, of course, being the amount of number of pickups. So at the end of the day, I mean, they're both the same price, and I think you'll be happy either which way. But if I were to pick between the two, I would say absolutely go with the JM1. I think it just looks absolutely sick. And I think not having the neck pickup there, even aesthetically, looks better in my opinion, even though I'm not taking anything away from the JM2 as well, because I mean, they're both amazing guitars and they both have like the same neck profile and the same recessed Godot bridge. So you'll be extremely happy either which way. That being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a comment on what you would like for me to review next. I'm Anthony DeFilio, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.